Hello again, welcome back, and today we're going to be having a bit of a Q&A because you guys are brilliant at asking me questions, and I get so many questions in the comments and just things that I always kind of reply to them as best I can, but sometimes they need bigger answers than what you can put in a YouTube comment. So I thought I'd kind of collate together some of the best ones, some of the most common ones I get, and I'd put them together into this video so then I can kind of answer them in one place. If you do have a question that I haven't answered or you haven't seen asked, then either ask it in the comments down below on this video or ask it on the video that it relates to. It relates to one of the other videos I've got on my channel. And I will kind of make another one of these once I get enough more new ones that I think actually, these need bigger answers than I can put in a YouTube comment, and I'll make another one of these videos. So hopefully this will be a help to you guys and you might find a few questions that you want answering. And if, as I said, I don't answer your question, get it stuck in the comments down below and I will make another one of these at some point soon. So we're going to jump straight in, and the first question is this one. So it's from Atia. I think I said your name right. If I didn't, then please let me know. I do apologise. But it says, I've got an undergraduate bachelor's degree with honours in education. Does this equate to QTS? Now, I can't answer that without knowing more about the course you went to and the degree that it said. But basically, my short answer is, if it doesn't say it gives you QTS, then it doesn't give you QTS. There are education degrees out there that give you the education degree without the qualified teacher status. So you'd have to either go back to university or the place you got it from the institution and ask them if it equates to QTS. If you put in the comments down below the link to the university that you went to with that course, and I can have a look for you. But I would advise you to ring them up and just say, that does this count as QTS? And if not, then look at doing a PGC or something that will give you that QTS status, because you do need it if you're going to apply for an NQT position in a school. So hopefully that will help you out and you can go back and check that. And for everyone else, just make sure if you're looking for QTS status, then make sure you do a course that gives you that at the end, because some of them don't. Most of them do, so you should be fine, but some of them don't. So just double check that before you commit to doing that course. Question number 2 is from Emma, and it's all about how the key worker and vulnerable children are being taught in school. Now, this ranges massively from school to school, but at the minute in our school, they're still in their year group classes, and when I go in, I will teach the children at home on Zoom, but I'll have my interactive whiteboard on, so the children will see me on Zoom as I'm talking to the other children right in front of them. And so they teach from the same lesson I teach the ones at home. I'll give the children at home the input and talk about what we're doing, do a few bits together, and then because they're year 5s, they're quite independent learners, so then I say, right, we end in Zoom call, and they go off and do their own work. And so at the point when I end the Zoom call with the children at home, that's the point where the children that are in school also then get on with their work. And so they're not getting any extra provision, they're not missing out on any provision, they're getting exactly the same as what the children are at home, just obviously I am the one in school, or my TA is the one in school supervising them at that time. So there are days when, for instance, when it's been a snow day or when I have some training to do when I'm at home and they are with the TA in school. But if I'm still doing Zoom lessons or still watching videos, they still get exactly the same provision as the children that are at home. And to me, that's really important, because I don't want any children to be missing out or getting more through no fault of their own. So they are getting exactly the same provision from the children at home as the children are at school. So hopefully that's answered your question. But as I said, this can be massively different in all different schools just due to staffing and the timetables. We've just had to change our timetable to make sure it works for all the other classes in the school too. So things do change and things do move around, but at the minute, that's what we're doing. My next one is from George, and thank you very much, George, for the compliments. I really enjoy making them, and I'm glad they're helping at least you, if not hopefully some other people too. I'm very good at the minute. I'm really enjoying school. Half term is soon as well, so that'll be nice to have a week where I get to enjoy myself a little bit more. Hopefully the weather will start taking a bit of an upturn too. Good luck in your teacher training. If you've got any questions, then keep on asking me and I'll do my very best to help you, or I'll put you in touch with someone or somewhere that you can find out those answers. But as for your question about planning for the term, now, planning again, changing from school to school. I am currently in the process of making videos all about our planning. So we have short-term planning, medium-term planning, and long-term planning at our school. And these change massively. So the long-term plan is an overview of the entire year. So at the start of the year, I'll sit down and say, right, these weeks we're going to be doing this, these weeks we're doing this topic, and kind of spread out across the year. Our medium-term planning is for the term, so that's why I go into a bit more detail. And so for each week, I say, right, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're doing maths. On a Tuesday, we might be doing science. On a Friday afternoon, we do PE. And I'll plan out for that term what is going on in each of those lessons. And then our short-term planning has recently changed, and we now do it on our slides. So when I make a PowerPoint or a smart file, I'll put on those slides for each lesson what I'm going to be teaching, and I'll have the different groupings of children who are doing which bit of work. And so that is my short-term planning at the minute, which I'm really enjoying, because it means I'm not doing work for I'm doing 2 pieces of work for each lesson. It means I'm only doing 1, But it used to be, we used to have to do a whole form for a short-term plan that I would basically do because I had to and for evidence, but I wouldn't use. So now it's on my slides. I use it each lesson as well, which is really, really good. So I'm going to bring a video out kind of overviewing all of that and then into more detail about the short-term, medium and long-term planning. So do look out for those. They'll hopefully be out in the next couple of months. But as I said, that's kind of a brief overview and hopefully that's given you a bit of an idea about what we do. So anyway, good luck in your teacher training, George. I hope it works really, really well. And let me know if you've got any further questions and I'll do my best to help. The next one is from Oliver. And yes, completely my electric bill has gone up from doing all this at home, but it's not massively. I've kind of thought about it, so it's all right. We're getting there. But yes, my electric bill has definitely gone up. And as for the bigger part of that question, have children been affected? They've been affected in lots of different ways. It's not a kind of one size fits all. I think generally as a whole, the children after the first lockdown were definitely behind where we'd expect them to be, but they'd missed 3 months, possibly even kind of 6 months of school if you included summer holidays, but 3 months of actual in-school learning. So they were always going to be a bit behind. But I think their progress in terms of the academic side hasn't impacted them massively because they were all gone back to the same point. So as a class, you're just kind of thinking, oh yeah, that's where they all are. So it's not so bad. And as a school, we put in a massive recovery curriculum. So we worked out all the bits we'd missed and put them all into the next kind of year's academic study. And so we were doing really, really well at catching that up to the point where when we got to Christmas, they weren't really too far behind at all. So that was really, really good. However, of course, now we're into this next lockdown, they will be again missing out on bits, but we are teaching a lot more to the curriculum this time. So the impacts of that shouldn't be seen as much by any means. However, the biggest side it has impacted lots of children. And again, this isn't all, but lots of them is just the social emotional side. So from spending so much time at home, not seeing their friends, not interacting with them in a physical sense. Obviously, they can see each other on FaceTime and on games and texting each other. But in terms of physically kind of sharing things and doing things, that has impacted a lot of children in terms of them making friends and having those positive relationships with people. It's also impacted their independence of doing their work. So because they've done a lot of time at home, they've had a lot of help around them from parents doing really, really good jobs of making sure they can get the work done. And it has been what's needed. But especially in year 5, they do a lot about independent work and getting to that point where they can work on their own. And so that was something that we were doing a lot of work in school on, saying, look guys, this is your work, here it is, this is what you have to do, now you go and do it. And so when they come back in whatever time that will be, hopefully March the 8th, but we still don't know yet for sure, then that's what we're going to really focus on again, making sure we can get those children to be independent learners, because that'll be the best thing for them when they get to secondary school, when they get beyond that into higher education or into their work. If they're independent learners, they have their own love of learning, then they'll be fantastic and they'll be able to progress on beyond whatever they could imagine. So that's been the biggest impact, I think. But as a school, we've done a brilliant job, I think, of doing our best to help them. And it's just about doing our best. That's all we can do. That's all they can do. So hopefully that's answered your question. And thank you very much. I do appreciate it. So the next question is from someone called Giraffe Lily. Love the name. Now, they're worried about their interview and how they've had a lack of experience before going into it. Now, you might well have done your interview by now. So if you did, I hope it went really, really well. But my best advice for you would be try not to worry about the lack of experience. So it's not saying don't worry overall. I'm sure you will be worried about things and that is natural. But think about it that everyone has had the same experience as you. No one's been able to go into schools. All the schools have had their coronavirus regulations out and saying that we're not having visitors in. We're not having people coming in to work with children. So that is a hard thing for you to get over, but also that's something that everyone will be having the same thing to deal with. So it's about having the best response as possible. So highlight any experience you had before the pandemic, highlight things that you've been doing yourself. So you might have been doing some reading or some research about what you could have been doing. Highlight anywhere where you've spoken to a teacher about the types of things that you would be doing if you were in school, so you know those roles and responsibilities that you would have had to do and you're ready for them when you can do them. But yeah, don't worry too much about it. Just try and do the things you can do and highlight what you could do, and then hopefully that'll be enough. And yeah, let me know how it went. If it went well, then brilliant, thank you. If it didn't, then that wasn't the right one for you, and there will be another one. There's always other roles that come up. So good luck with it. I hope it goes really, really well. And yeah, let me know if you've got any other questions. My next question is from Ezekiel, and they're asking, is it possible for a non-native English speaker to get a role as an English teacher in the UK? Absolutely, that is definitely possible to be an English teacher in the UK if you're not from England or you're not a native UK speaker. English could be your second, third, fourth language, it does not matter. Obviously, you need to be fluent in English and have a very good grasp of the English language, but that's something you would have if you're applying for an English teacher. But yes, definitely, there's loads of different ways of becoming an English teacher in the UK as a non-native speaker. Now, I'm not massively experienced in that, as I was a native speaker and I grew up in the UK, But if you have a quick Google, there's lots and lots of websites on there. I'll try and remember to link one in the description down below for you to have a look at. There's lots of websites out there that will help you with different pathways you can do to get the QTS status you need in England to be an English teacher. But definitely, it's easily possible, and I wish you good luck in your journey. Thank you so much for all of those questions, guys. They're really, really useful for me to kind of get the grips of what you guys are thinking as you're watching my videos. And also, hopefully, I've been able to help you guys with the questions you've been asking and giving you some good answers. If I haven't answered your question, then please ask it in the comments down below, and I will do my best to get back to you in the comments and in a future video. And as always, please subscribe the videos. They'll be coming out every Tuesday and a Friday at 5 p.m. So I hope you're looking forward to the next one. And thank you very much for watching.